Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel on Acca Design. Before we get to the purpose of today's video, I just wanted to show you my moose. If you haven't seen him in a thrift haul video recently, I have him standing on a windowsill. And I have to say, despite this engineering feat that makes him such an ungainly creature, I really enjoy seeing him there. So I thought, well, why don't, maybe every channel needs a mascot. It would be appropriate for a Canadian channel to have a moose as my thing. I don't know if he could be a totem animal or not, but anyway, at least one of my viewers thought that giving him a name was a good idea, and she offered her suggestion. So let's just say that I'd welcome your suggestions. Now, I believe that with a rack like this, he's definitely a he. So if we can get some suggestions for his name, I'd be happy to consider them. And I'll just point out that I love alliteration. So enough said about that. But he will, whether he's on camera or not, he will be nearby overseeing the action. Secondly, I spent a lot of time this morning excavating the top of my desk because even I couldn't stand it anymore. And as you know, my new old mantra is, he doesn't fit where I wanted him to stand. My new old mantra is a creative mess is better than tidy idleness, but there are limits. So I'll just quickly show you what I corralled. A whole bunch of papers, a whole bunch of fibers and ribbons and so on. So this is off to the side, but within reach. The washi is still unspooling itself over there. Okay, so some of you know that I have been attempting a more whimsical approach, maybe letting my hair down and forgetting I'm a grown-up, and doing something more childlike, whimsical, fun. So this video you would have seen the other day about how to make a journal cover out of this was an old Christmas card box. And so far the spine is exposed. I mean, it's still, nothing has been done with it because I thought I would add the finishing touch once the signatures are signed in or sewn in. So that's what we have. Now I have been, as I'm going through papers and some of the books and so on, the kids' books that I've recently purchased, I am, kind of pre-folding and thinking, okay, this would be good, this would be good, this would be good. So I should maybe just give you a rough idea of the size. 8 by 6, roughly. So a little shorter than a normal piece of paper, a letter-size piece of paper, about the same width though. However, we know that kids' books are often a different format. They're almost square. Now this was a book. Don't have the cover nearby, but I would have shown it, I'm sure, during a thrift haul video. So this is awesome because the images are dense. There's a kid could actually, or an adult could actually play along and try to find those items. However, I did have to fold it a fair bit to make it work. So I'll show you what I've assembled so far. This is obviously a bag that had been used because you can see the crease marks there. I cut the end off the bottom and this will be here somewhere. Now, I don't know if this is the correct order for the pages or not. Now, you probably, yeah, I'm sure you haven't seen the thrifting video where I showed a recent purchase of a whole slug, and I mean lots, of Christmas stationery type items. There is the most of this design. Now, unfortunately, when I had a closer look at the patterns, I realized that most of them don't lend themselves that well to being turned sideways, because then Santa would look like he's doing a face plant and so on. You know, those bells, maybe that would work. I don't know. Anyway, so I've got lots and lots of this paper to use. So I thought that, you know, I'm going to work some of the pages. Now, this would be a good one, except for that little bird there. Anyway, when I was having a look at this yesterday, I thought, holy cow, this is very busy. And it could be sensory overload. So there will need to be some resting places for the eye. Now this I've turned sideways, and because it's too tall, folded some up to make a potential pocket. I showed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, this particular book. Bit of nostalgia for me because my son had that when he was a kid. This, of course, is there because of the color. Another one of those Where's Waldo type pages. This is the one I just showed you. And I was watching somebody's video, and she was talking about, you know, making these really deep pockets. And I thought, well, I've never done that. What am I, chopped liver? I can do that too. Now, some of the pages that I'm including are not overtly Christmas, but they are definitely winter. So this one, you know, obviously this is upside down, so this would probably need to be covered in some way. Another Rudolph page. And again, what I did was, well, you can't tell, well, you can tell. The book was even wider, probably by an inch. So I tore off as much as I could without cutting off any of the print or, you know, any important part of the, oh, yeah, you can see, any part of the image. But it still may need some creative folding. Another one of those papers, and again, I tried to be very fancy-dancy in how I folded this one. Because these short pages are, oh, see, and I didn't bring any envelopes here. I'm sure I have, oh, maybe somewhere nearby, I probably have some envelopes, definitely red ones, that could also be attached and become, you know, flippy floppy things. I've used quite a few pages, including these well, these aren't end papers, these are pages, in the journal, so really cute. Fair bit of white space, so that's good. Another one of these. Now, oh, and then this centerfold, because of course this is the process of making a snowman. Now, that's as far as I got. Now, and I'll just, sometimes you feel like we're doing origami. Okay, so that is what this looks like. If I kind of, you know, stop there, I haven't counted the pages. It is, that's a 1-inch spine, if I'm not mistaken. That seems like, ooh, one signature. Let's just, for the heck of it, count these pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. And that is almost pushing the limit, I think, on what a signature size could be. Now, goodness knows when I was first starting to do this, I did make them bigger because I thought, oh, fewer signatures, the less, the less problems sewing stuff in. But that isn't necessarily true. And as a person's confidence level goes up, you realize that, heck, sewing in signatures, that's not a biggie. I'll show you these things in a minute. I also loved these pages. Again, winter as opposed to Christmas. But I basically just left them as they are. Well, I guess I made one smaller. I left this as it is largely because I didn't know what I was going to do with them. You know, this could be folded down and that could be a really cute pocket. They could be attached to a shorter, a narrower page and become a tip in, tipping in and out. This is also lovely. Now, this is a calendar, or this would be a front 2006, Joan Healy. She's an Alberta artist. Really cute, but it is heavier, and I don't know that we can afford the bulk. And of course, this would have to be covered, which would make it thicker. So this is still, the jury is still out on that one. Let me put it there. So a long time ago, in a place far away, I bid on, like the government has does a surplus auction, online auction, and they also have cash and carry items. So, you know, when government is getting rid of furniture or office stuff like, you know, trays and upright dividers and filing cabinets and you name it. We have bought a lot of stuff there over the years. And, you know, really pretty darn affordable. Anyway, I bid on a paper lot. And you know those banker's boxes? You know, the big banker's boxes. My lot was 1.5 of those filled with paper. So I have it stored in a paper sorter kind of device. And I'm thinking, okay, not much use for red otherwise, so why not use some red papers? This green is not exactly a Christmas green, but close enough. And then there are definitely some blue images in here. So I just grabbed a bunch of these just a while ago, thinking that some of those busiest pages might have to be substituted for something a little more restful. Now, restful doesn't mean naked. So I've also brought together a bunch of my stamps that are more whimsical. This is probably one of those politically correct snow people because, you know, snowmen are probably way too fat. This is a bird in a wreath. There's a reindeer. This is a Tim Holtz, you know, like if you wanted to. This is another way to build a snowman. These penguins, snowmen, you know, just kind of smaller things that could be used to decorate the edge of a page or build on the theme of, you know, whimsical, childlike, nostalgic, that sort of thing. So I have that. And what I gathered together in the way of ink is mowed lawn, candied apple, and this is an oxymoron. This is evergreen bough, which to me is more like turquoise, so that probably will not make the cut. But anyway, I've got those. And of course, I also have black and mulberry. Oh, I should move this cocktail shaker. This is where Now you'll be seeing this after the fact, but this is where I've been putting the entries into my 500 subscriber giveaway. Okay, so we've got that all ready. And I have stickers nearby, blah, blah, blah. So maybe what we should do is figure out... Okay, I said 13 pages. Now, at this point, we do have room to bulk this up. But by the time a person adds pockets and tags and tip-ins and perhaps an envelope, it will automatically... Oh, I just caught sight of something. This is a napkin. I could do that on one of the pages. Not that that helps with the busyness problem, but isn't he sweet? And I didn't realize, of course, that he's only on one quadrant. Anyway, so this is also a possibility for decorating page. Although I don't know how much decorating will get done because, of course, you know how time flies when you're having fun. Okay, let's look through this again and see, maybe in the context of this. Now, it might be nice. Let me do that as we speak. Since this is blue, right now I'm just going to fold this. Maybe the first page should be blue because there's a possibility of making it special. And I'm not worrying about height or width at this point. It makes it special, but it also ties in there. So then this doesn't look quite as crazy. This probably doesn't go there. That is, you know, calmer. This, maybe we better use some red. I don't know if this is where it'll be, but this is where it'll be for the time being. Oh, I didn't say my, I didn't greet you. I didn't ask about your well-being, your crafting state of mind and state of your room and your projects. I hope you're well. I hope that you are busy, busy, busy. See how that automatically looks a bit better? I wonder if that can, that maybe is too wide. Probably why I folded them. So sometimes it's a good idea to layer these different heights. So again, then it looks like somebody who is colorblind didn't put this together. And that's not a dig at anybody who truly is colorblind. It's, yeah. Okay, we're definitely leaving this as a centerfold. What do we have here, though? We've got a couple more of those. We have another one of those. Another. I wonder, might have to sacrifice this one. We don't want the two Rudolph ones together. We haven't put a green page in yet, so let's pick a green page. And again, for the time being, I'm just folding these in half. They may get other types of folds. See, I like this better here because it sort of picks up on the, mind you, it's just 7 1/4. Yeah, so this will probably stay that same height and this one will be shortened. So hopefully the green will still be peeking out. Oh, darn it, I forgot. This is the moose. I weighed him. I put him on my little scale this morning. he weighs 1,198 grams, and I meant to convert that to pounds and ounces for those of you who are on imperial measurements. See, that kind of picks up there, but forgot to do it. Darn it. Okay. One. Oh, maybe this, how would this bag look here? That's not too bad. Okay, let's count and see how we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm thinking we can probably go to 15 without, hurting the integrity of the book. Now, where is my center fold? Is it this one? Yes. Okay, so this is going to be 11. What have we got here? That's okay. 11, 12. 13. 14. 15. Blue and blue. So that means that we have, but again, I'm, that just because these didn't make the cut doesn't mean that they won't get incorporated in here some way, somehow. You know what? I could do, well, let me ponder that. I was going to say I could do an altered envelope, but that may not be the best idea I've ever had. Okay, so this is what we have. I should probably trim these guys down, and by trim I mean tear. Let me just remind myself what size we're looking at here. Where's my ruler? Okay, so basically we as a rule, we don't want the pages to go beyond sort of where the end papers are. So this is, boy, it's kind of dark in here. I'd say just a hair under 8 inches. So less than 8 inches by 5.5. But again, I've been caught a few times because, as we know, the inside pages get pushed out just because that's the nature of the beast. So at this point, by 5.5. At this point, we know we can either, grab a cutter or a tearing ruler to get this down, or we can do some creative folding. So I've got this lined up on my 10-inch mark on my mat. So it's 8.5, which I should have known because that's the size of paper. Perhaps what I'll do is use my homemade tearing ruler. And it's not that easy Again, I can put this anywhere now because I know that I'm roughly looking at 1/2 inch. Sometimes it's not that easy to do an arrow strip, and we want a variety of lengths probably. So I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch off here. And of course, I'm going to hold on to this like it was an heirloom. That, my dears, was sarcasm. When I think about some of the stuff I've kept, ay. Okay, so this is what is probably out of your vision, but this is kind of how I do it so that I don't lose my place, because who wants to have to do things over and over again? Maybe this time, so we get a raggedy, torn look, top and bottom, maybe I'm going to take off 1/2 inch at each end. And again, just basically, you know, trying to square this off so things aren't too cockeyed when it comes time to line pages up for the sewing in process. So then the next one that needs our attention is, whoopsie, is this green one. So on this one, maybe let's just make a pocket. And maybe let's just pick something kind of neither here nor there. Not as shallow as I could get away with, but not as deep as that other one I showed you. Now this, we know that creates a wee bit of a little bind right here. So sometimes what I do is I cut. Let's do that right now. Now, if you wanted your two, not that they're going to be side by side, but if you wanted your two halves, your two cuts to be symmetrical, and you wanted to do it in one operation, you could just fold it as I have, and then cut your little teeny tiny wedge out. And then whether or not you leave it as a fold down or you glue, you know, each edge to make it a fixed pocket is the designer's choice, of course. Okay, and then this is the last solid colored one we've added. So what should we do here? Typically, I don't do top tucks because it just seems like, boy, not that easy to make stuff stay in there. But heck, let's live on the edge. So, okay, do I want, let me think. This will be more effective at holding stuff in there if I don't cut that little notch. So I'm just going to sort of sharpen up this crease a bit. Pull this back in. And see what we have now. Oh, that's catching on that, on the lip of that pocket. I could do it that way, and then it doesn't become a pain in the you-know-where. Okay, so those are relatively even. So that's, I think that's looking pretty good. We still have this problem with Rudolph and these rabbits, these little wabbits. Maybe I'll just fold this in. Oh, I had folded the other side in. Okay, so that's fine. Now, we don't want to quickly, I should check the time. We're at 30 minutes. We don't want to quickly sew this in, because now is the time to do any either decorative stitching, sew or glue on page tabs, or some selective stamping. But, I mean, you've all seen stamping, and I'm sure you probably can stamp better than I can. Oh, number one, it's also a time to use some of that, especially some of this useless, these narrow little ones. So that's going to be my mission. So you know how to do that. But maybe before we shut this operation down for the day, or your part of the day, I should show you some of the other things I've accumulated here to either decorate embellishments. So I have all these little cut-off pieces of these same little... This book had the answer key. So if you're stumped by some of those problems, it shows you where they are. These could be backed and become, so say on, maybe on that blue page, you know, it could be, oh, it could be a belly band. So possibilities with that, a couple of those. So oddball shapes of these, depending. I just salvaged anything that looked like it could be okay. Oh, look at me saving this. These were a couple of cute little images out of a more vintage book, so I backed each of them. I must have been cutting around something here, so I could, you know, I'd probably change that angle a bit, let that be a corner tuck. This is just cute in itself. This I backed with some ledger. This was from, did I show you that? Okay, if you saw the video I did that was based on scrapbooking with me idea, 2 envelopes, 5 pockets. This was the name of that book, and because it was the cover, I didn't have to back it. So there's that. Now, let me see. How would this look on a green page, for instance? I could get another green piece of paper that would be taller and take less off. I could cut all these yellow dots off, which kind of annoy me as it is. And anyway, you see where I'm going with that. Now, these are out of old books, kids' readers. So I thought, see, I guess I should keep this handy since I keep using it. So this could be a horizontal belly band, but I backed it and just left it as is till I know exactly what length it needs to be, which is cute. Typically I do things this way, but that would be cute. This is, like, I don't know about you, but whenever I help my kids make snowmen, I always wore a dress and a nice coat, pantyhose, of course, and a kerchief. Not. Cute pocket. I've already shown you these that could be tip-ins. Now this has nothing to do with Christmas whatsoever. Those colors are a wee bit garish. And I left it the size I did, again, as a possible belly band or side pocket or something, but I think about the only place these greens work is with these dots, so who knows, maybe she becomes something else, or maybe she doesn't get used at all. Oh, this is still that snowman book. Turn this into a pocket. me get myself organized here. This was the cover off that Christmas Tales book. So cute, cute. I don't know where he'll go, but he's obviously of a weight that doesn't need backing. I could also get rid of that top little ornament part. Another pocket ready to go. Now this one has quite a bit of green in it, so I'd probably put it on a green page. This is from the back of that book. Oh, this was one of those possible pages, couple more scraps. This came from another book, and it was just cute. Oh, this is the back cover of a book, so I just glued that on there. So that, my lovelies, is what I have ready to, or somewhat ready to do, to use. So maybe I should put all these little guys in here so that I'm not rifling through them every time. That needs a bit of work. Well, a lot of these things need a bit of work. So all these little odd bits and pieces, you know, might become clusters, or the part of a cluster. They might become, you know, a pocket decoration or something. Or they may not get used at all if there is too much, if it's too visually overwhelming. Because I think that could be a danger. Oh, I forgot this guy. He fell out. Cover image. That could be a danger in these types of journals. Like it's just too much. So now, let me not forget about this. What I'm going to do is, once I turn the camera off, I'm going to continue working. I'm going to stamp. I'm probably going to sew along some pages. I'm going to definitely use some of this washi. I may use this guy or other, where did I put them? Other napkin bits and pieces that I have. Oh, sewing pattern. That could be another way of, although probably not in this particular case. This is like tissue. So that doesn't seem to fit in this journal. They're more grown up. The ho 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 might be nice somewhere. So you can see nothing really goes to waste. And on a napkin like this, I would be saving that border, because there's this holly thing, and those stripes, of course, sort of make you think of candy canes. So, you know, as you know, we pretty well try to use up every little thing we have. So, guys, I'm going to stop there. If you are here for the first time, I'm glad you stuck it out to the end. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, compadre, then thank you so much. Your presence is very much appreciated, as of course are new people, because that's how we become friends and compadres. So please, if you haven't already done so, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the notifications, write a comment. And if you are new, I would appreciate knowing, number one, how you found me. Did someone send you? You know, that sort of thing. Tell me your first name, if you don't mind. And yeah, maybe where you're from. That's always interesting to me. So I very much appreciate you guys today and every day. And remember, if you have an entry or a suggestion regarding what to name my new guy, then by all means, put that in the comments as well. I'm going to keep asking, until there are a few to consider. I don't know if I don't know if it was ever aired outside of Canada, but there was a Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon at one point, and Bullwinkle, of course, was a moose. There also used to be like an amusement, like a arcade type place in Edmonton years ago, where you needed to bring a few rolls of quarters with you because kids needed to go from machine to machine to machine to games of chance and whatnot. Anyway, that place was called Bullwinkles as well. Okay, I'm really saying goodbye this time. Okay, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.